And we're live. Hey y'all, welcome back to Kicking It with K-Rob. Let me add my microphone for aesthetics because today we're not going to use it. But anyways, hey y'all, welcome back to Kicking It with K-Rob. It is your host, K-Rob. And we have another reoccurring guest, my best friend, Michaela.
Her.
And then we have my other friend, Monty, finna check in real quick with us. Finna tap into today's episode. Whew, out of breath already. Y'all, today's episode is going to be about toxic parenting. Y'all ready for this? How do I need to get on this podcast. Who said that? And wait, hold on. Okay, Monty, come on. Okay, there she go. All right. Hey, Monty, let's flip it.
Do I need to turn my phone?
Yeah, turn it.
Yeah, cause
Okay, there we go. On air. Y'all ready? So I already told the folks what tonight's episode is going to be about. And y'all, before I started talking to them, I was calm, collected, but now I'm in a silly, goofy mood. But this is really not a funny subject, okay?
It's not.
It's not a funny subject.
oh, that's my cousin.
Okay. Okay, y'all ready? When the show start,
So sorry, what?
I'm saying like we're not gonna be doing shout outs. Hey, we're not,
Why we can't do shout outs?
Oh,
when I'm on air, no, we're not doing that. This is not that. This is not this. Okay? But that's okay. Hey, y'all. I said hey. We don't want no interruptions. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna get started on tonight's episode of Toxic Parenting. Okay. Y'all ready?
yes.
As regular will be.
Period. Okay. So when did y'all realize that y'all parents were toxic?
Probably like in high school.
Yeah, same. I realized it in high school when I was going through some things, and I tried to talk to my parents, and it was just like not happening. I wasn't getting the responses that I wanted.
And so that made you realize like they're
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong.
Well, yeah, it was more like something's wrong. I didn't know it was like toxic, but
Yeah,
Same.
I don't think that we really used that word
No.
when we were in high school.
Mm-mm.
So like we knew something was up, but that word really wasn't like around. So yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't realize that honestly until a few days ago with my mom. Like I knew something was wrong in the water, but yeah, something ain't right upstairs. But but okay. So do y'all want to like kind of give a brief description of what the incident was, or y'all just like don't talk about it? You don't have to.
I feel like certain things were toxic. Like, say, like if they made me mad about something, or we get into an argument or disagreement about something, they would want me to be like back normal, like acting normal, like right after that. Like, like I'll just be like, I want to be left alone. They'll be like, for what?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, because you just pissed me off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was never no space to just be mad or whatever like that. Like, they just always want you to snap back just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think mine was like knowing that my mom used to be like, oh, yeah, you can come and talk to me about anything. Like, you can, no matter what it is, like, always feel free to talk to me. But I never felt free to talk to her, like, about anything. And so one day I just had to, like, sit back and realize, like, why don't I feel comfortable with talking to my mom? And, like, I just started, like, thinking about different examples as to, like, what she's told me before, how she's, like, acted to make me feel uncomfortable with coming to her to talk to her. And I felt like that's not okay. Like, I should feel comfortable going to my mom and talking to her about certain things, but I didn't. So I knew that there was an issue there.
Yeah.
But my mom, I don't know. We just kind of had a relationship where it was just like, we don't talk about things in depth. It was just surface level gossip, other family issues, but not ours.
Not out, okay.
Not ours. We talk about, everybody else, what they got going on, but not ours necessarily. So it was just like, it was cool, but sometimes I'm the type of person where I don't like to talk about things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Were y'all a mama's girl or daddy's girl or neither or both?
I was just thinking about what I said earlier. I feel like I thought I was a daddy's girl with like my real dad, but I wasn't. I was just, he would simplify, is that the word? no, suffice for the stuff that he wasn't doing by like buying me things. And when you're younger, you know, them buying you toys and shoes and stuff, that's gonna suffice till you get older. And then you notice like you're really not there for me for real. But I feel like with my mom and my stepdad, I'm kind of like both. I don't think I'm either a mama's girl or daddy's girl with them. I think I'm just like both. It's like
So are you both or are you neither?
Neither, I guess.
Because I feel like it's a difference, you know?
Neither.
Neither.
I think I'm neither. Because, yeah, I don't think. But my siblings, yeah, they got the mama's boy, daddy's girl, but I'm neither with them for me.
Yeah.
For me, I would say I started out as a daddy's girl. Because like really like my dad was just like more of the fun parent. Like he didn't really do any of the disciplining because I was the only girl. So like he never whooped me, he never really yelled at me, like he didn't really do any disciplining. So I was definitely a daddy's girl when I was younger. And then like when I started getting into like high school and in college, I became closer to my mom. I wouldn't say I was a mommy's daughter, whatever.
Mama's girl.
Mama's girl. I wouldn't say I was a mama's girl, but I definitely became more closer to my mom. However, like now in this stage that I'm in, I'm kind of like growing apart from like both of them, honestly. So I'm becoming like neither.
I think for me, it depends on like what, I wouldn't say time of the year, but like during the summertime when I know I'll spend time with my dad, I'll be a daddy's girl because we get to ride four-wheelers, we got to ride horses. Like, you know, we did things together whenever he could because he would be at work some days and the other days it would just be me, my grandma, my brother. He wouldn't be there, he'd be at work. But when he was there, I just knew him from riding horses, riding four-wheelers and stuff. You know, I'm like, yeah, like, of course I'm being my dad whenever I'm doing all the fun stuff. But before that, like when I was younger and I stayed in Mississippi and he used to come and get me like for whatever time period, y'all, I used to kick and scream. Like I used to hate going to my grandmother's house. I don't know why. I think because I was a mama's girl, I was attached to my mom, so I hated going down there. Y'all, like I screamed for like 30 minutes straight from Columbia to Angie, like across the house. And I did. So let's. And I did.
You got booked
and
from
I
Columbia to Angie.
And I did. And my dad would tell me the story like he's so happy and thrilled to tell that story. But I don't remember it, thankfully. But I did get whooped for that. But that was because I was attached to my mom. But like now, I would say like I'm just kind of there floating. You know.
Yeah. I think I became more attached to my mom because I became like older. My body started developing, and I couldn't talk to my dad about that. So I think like I could talk to my mom about it and stuff, and like that kind of that was really like the only time I felt like I related to my mom. Honestly, when we were talking about like just natural women's body things, and so like I feel like I held on to that connection maybe, and like. After that, it was just like, oh, well, you know, she gets me or whatever. But she would still, you know, definitely say some things where I was like, okay, I don't really like agree with that, or I don't really like that, or that hurt my feelings. But even though that happened, I still kind of felt connected to her in a weird way. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it was just weird. Like, I still felt connected to her, even though she definitely hurt me a lot.
I think it's the wound. Like, you know, she carried you for 9 months. Maybe it's something physical, like, you know, the physical aspect of a mom being a mom.
Yeah.
I think that could be it too. I forgot what I was going to say, but yeah, I don't know. Oh, I was going to say my parents, I never even had the birds and bees talk. Like,
me neither.
I never had that talk. And I forgot what it. Oh, you talked about body development and stuff. But yeah, I just knew about bras and like, you know, I knew the
Did y'all mom body all that book?
The American Girl Doll book?
Yeah, that American Girl Doll was the My Body and Me or something like that.
Yes.
Like have you seen that?
No.
Oh my gosh, that was like the mom's like worldwide mom's book to like give to their kids.
My mom said, "Here, do this as you please."
Like, my mom did too. Really? And then when I started looking through it, I was like my mind was blown. Like I was very like, what is going on? She didn't explain nothing to me. She just gave me the book. Yeah. And I literally was just like, what is this?
I learned because of the Henry County education system.
Yeah, that too.
Oh yeah, and I really learned about sex through school, which is bad. But that's where I learned about all of that type of stuff was like through school, through friends, through all that. Like, all that stuff.
We had a class called adolescence. I think what grade was that middle school? It was middle school,
like 6th grade.
Yeah, we learned about the bodily development and stuff. But I remember in 5th grade we had like the girls got separated and the boys got separated. And I don't know if the boys got a goodie bag now, but I know the girls, we got like pads and we got like a little stick of deodorant and stuff like that. Yeah. And
I remember us getting separated. I don't remember getting no bag or nothing.
I remember getting a baggie.
Girl, but I remember like us like after we had split and we came back together, like we were talking about what we had learned. And like all the girl side was like, don't have sex. If you have sex, you're gonna die, basically. And it was like
in 5th grade?
Yes. And it was
like
you need to do this with your body or you're gonna smell. Like you need to take baths this amount of times a day, you need to use this. Like it was like really degrading, honestly. Like if you don't do this, you're gonna be a stanky bitch, basically. That's what they were saying.
I remember in health in middle school, they told us like, and that's true though, if you have sex unprotected, like one time it could be and you can have an STD or whatever, but they made it seem so bad. Like if you have sex, you're gonna die. Like you're going to die. You're going to catch something if you have sex.
But the boys, but like when they was talking to the boys, it wasn't like that. Like it was like I feel like they were teaching them how to have protective sex. With us, they were teaching us not to have sex.
Yeah.
That's not good at all. Like, because after high school or in high school, we gonna have sex. We gonna be fucking.
People were having sex in middle school because I remember this one little girl in my class. She was like one of my friends, but she was a little fast back then. And she was just like, she was crying and she was like, I think I'm gonna have something, because she was already like doing stuff like that. So I don't know.
Yeah. I ain't gonna put the one girl out in school that started having sex early, but it happened in middle school.
It did happen in middle school. A lot of people.
I don't want to know who it was.
You will off camera. But
behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. But yeah, I never got that talk. Cause we're not gonna, that's too much Michaela business. We're not gonna put on the street. We ain't gonna talk about that. But yeah. Okay, so why do you think Black parents make their kids pay rent? Oh no, actually, but it's okay. I'm gonna go with that one. Why do y'all think Black parents make their kids pay rent? I have a short answer.
I have a question.
What's your question?
Do you think it's just Black parents, or do you think like it's parents in general, or do you only see it in like Black families?
I think it's more common in Black families.
If not Black, then I say culture, because I'd be on TikTok and they say they be experiencing the same thing sometimes.
Yeah, people of color.
People of color, yes.
I feel like because they don't. I feel like they feel like you're not going to be growing in my house trying to do whatever you want to do and not paying no bills. I feel like that's their way of it. Yeah. Like you're not going to be grown walking around here not paying no bills.
Yeah, that's
do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, and I put like because they think it's going to make us grow as a person, but sometimes
it's a hindrance.
Yeah, sometimes we don't need a lesson. Sometimes we just need support.
Yeah,
like because I know there's no way I don't know that when I get older I'm gonna have to pay bills. I know that. Like you don't have to make me practice now, or you know what I'm saying. Like put me in the predicament now. Like I know I'm gonna have to pay bills. Like sometimes I just really just want your support. I don't need a lesson every time.
Yeah.
And I feel like it should be more of a thing that we might want to do it. Like, okay, I know I'm going to work. I make a certain amount of money. I can help y'all with bills. Like, or whatever, just because I want to do that. Mm-hmm. Then you being like, you have to pay bills. Because essentially, I feel like people more so stay with their parents as more as a stepping stone to move out. Most people do. So if I'm trying to use that as a stepping stone, why are you making me pay rent? Because the money that I'm making and I'm saving or giving you for rent, I could be saving that to move out.
Yeah, that's exactly what the goal is or should be. And my thing is I don't know about a lot. I'm gonna say some parents, they make the kids pay bills when they are already financially well off on their own. You are already established. So you helping your kids, or not helping, but you telling your kids to pay the bills is helping who? It's helping you keep money in your pockets. When you was doing fine before I moved back in or before I moved in with you, you was doing A-okay. So like, now I'm not your roommate. But wait a minute. I had thought about something. It's like we living together in the same house. I'm helping you pay the bills, but I got a curfew. Get the fuck on. We're not roommates. Yeah. Are we roommates or are you my parent? Pick one. You're not going to be both.
But I also feel like Black parents or parents of color, like they feel like they have like there's like an age limit of support.
Mm-hmm.
Like they think like some parents are really strict. Like after you turn 18 they're not supporting you anymore. Like when you decided to have a kid, that's support for life. You decided to support me for my entire life. Why would you just cut me off when I'm 18 years old or even when I'm 21? Like that's not old enough to be cut off from support from your parents.
And I don't think no time is, because you can fall flat on your ass at any given moment.
At any time, like having a kid is a lifetime commitment of supporting that kid. Like that's just what I believe.
It is. I agree. Completely agree. I don't. Yeah. And I think it goes like my short answer was it goes back to slavery. Like I don't know what the
I just feel like behind it. I feel like it's situational. Like if you just not shit and staying in your mama's house and your mama is struggling to pay bills, then you need to help your parents with like you're gonna stay with them. You need to help them. You don't not need to not be shit. Right. But like if your parents are okay and you just need to use this as a stepping stone to get to where you need to be in life, then yeah, I don't think they should be charging you for it. Yeah. If they know that you're actively working to like get
out. Yeah. Yep. I agree. Because some people, they just there. You know, they the roommates with their parents more so. And then the people who have kids, like a lot of kids, and move back in with their parents, and like that's a whole rabbit hole. But yeah. Where do you think y'all parents' trauma came from?
The way they were raised. Probably. I mean, yeah. I feel like my parents more so like they might stuff in, but I feel like they've done better in some places.
You said what now?
I was like my my parents, I feel like they kind of drugged some trauma, but like they've done better than their parents have, like as far as like raising us and stuff. But I don't know, everybody's not perfect, so
yeah. I definitely think it's like from how they were raised, but like specifically for my mom was raised where like they didn't have much, but it was more than what usually people have, you know, like in their community. Because my mom lived with her grandmother, so my great grandmother was a teacher, and in that time for a Black woman to be a teacher was big, and a teacher back then made a decent amount of money. But my mom like has this mentality where she just doesn't want to be back there again. So like some of her like toxic traits are really just putting money over everything. Like she like really thinks that buying affection, buying people things, giving people money, or just making money will make people like her, or you know, make people love her or look over things that she does. Like she really thinks that makes her a good person. And it's a lot more than just buying things or making money that makes you a good person.
I feel like, I feel like my mom, like, more so, like, stuff that she might bring is, like, thinking about what everybody else thinks of you. Oh. Like, caring about what other people think of you. And I'm like, I don't care what these people think of me. Like, you know, about, like, how I might wear my hair, stuff like that. But that's just the way I grew up, like, the generation we grew up in. Like, I don't know, we just don't care. Like, we just don't care. So I feel like that's what she brought, because my grandma's the same way. Like, my grandma's like, oh, you need to look like this. You don't need to be wearing that because people are going to think this. And I'm like, no.
Yeah. My tattoo. Then the tattoo. Wait.
Oh, yeah. Oh, child.
Tattoo.
The tattoos, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother deep dive. It's my body. Like, it's my body. I should be able to do what I want to do with my body. Like, who cares?
But what you were saying about how, like, they care about what you go out and look like, I relate to that so much with my mom, because, like, I started to become more comfortable, like, with my boobs. And so, like, I don't wear bras as much. And my mom be pissed I don't wear bras. Like, she literally is a living. And she one day my mom literally once said to me, because I was getting ready to walk out without a bra, she literally was like, you need to go put on a bra. And I was like, why? I was like, why can't I just be free, this and that and the third? And all of a sudden, she was like, you know what, because that feminist shit, that's some bullshit. I said, what? I was like, really? That's some bullshit.
Especially
embracing my body is some bullshit.
It's like Is it trauma? But I don't know how to like describe it. But growing up and having a body and being more mature than everybody else around you, like the way I know it's like a protective thing. Like my mom might not want me to seem grown or whatever, but it like causes insecurities later on in life. Like I don't know, because my mom used to always make me like cover up myself. Oh, you can't because you got hips. You can't wear shorts that are too short.
Oh my god.
Or you gotta wear a tank top up under your shirt. Like, girl, please. Like nobody's looking. Like I'm going to school with a whole bunch of little kids. Like we all little kids. Nobody's looking at me. And then I don't know. It's just like I don't care. And the whole thing about not wearing a bra, my mom does the same thing too. Like she be like, "Why don't you have a bra on?" And I'm just like, nobody is looking at me. Nobody is paying attention to me. And if they are, like,
and if they are, it's probably because they like that you don't have no bra.
Literally, like, girl, you care too much. Like, I cannot understand how you go through life. I just can't be you. Because how do you care so much about what people think of you? I just can't do that.
No, like, it was like to the point where my mom like literally would not let me wear two-piece bathing suits in front of my dad. Like if we were going on vacation or something and I had to wear a bathing suit, she would literally make me wear a one-piece because she said that it was disrespectful for me to wear a two-piece in front of my dad.
Yeah.
But then you're making me think that my dad is looking at me in that type of way, which is it's weird because why would my dad look at me like that?
Exactly.
Listen, I've heard
it's called projecting. They project what possibly happened or did not happen to them or somebody they know, so they think it's going to happen to you. But instead of protecting you, they what's the word? Stop.
Prevent.
They prevent it. You know, no. Instead of protecting you, they disregard the predator or whoever it is in the family. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Y'all sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I get what. Yeah, I get what.
And so instead of cussing them out, they telling you to cover up.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, but
I think
they feel like they're just trying to prevent the situation from happening. But you're like making everybody uncomfortable in the situation.
Yeah. But then instead of preventing it or happening with you, it can happen with somebody else. So nonetheless, you need to cuss that person out.
Yeah. I think like for my mom, her thing was like she like I don't think it was like the whole like, oh, why is my dad looking at me like that? I think it was like the whole like my dad doesn't want anyone else looking at me like that.
So she's protecting your dad.
Yeah, basically protecting my dad while hurting my feelings. Like she's always made me feel like so just terrible about my body, like about my shape, because I got, like you say, I got hips, thighs, body.
Yes, and it makes you feel like, and it's like makes you feel like, oh, I can't wear what my friends may wear, even though sometimes like, okay, like if you got to wear what fits you, but there's still ways to be cute and not have to be all covered up. Like, no. I can just why.
That's crazy though. That's crazy. Huh?
And I know, like, and that part of it is like, I know she gets that from my grandma because my grandma says the same things to me, and I know my mom got it like 10 times harder, like growing up. But it's just, I'll be like, girl, please, just
who do y'all think? You said what?
I'll be like, just chill, like, just
yeah, everybody just needs to take a chill pill, dude. But who do y'all think the most trauma came from, like, out of your guardians? Because I actually thought about it, I was like, grandparents cause trauma too.
My grandparents never gave me any trauma, to be honest.
I want it. Is it trauma?
It's not trauma. Trauma and toxic are going to be overused in this segment because
I'm going to say toxicness.
Toxic. Okay, toxicity. Yeah. Who do y'all think it came from the most? Like I don't know. Y'all get what I'm saying?
Trauma. I feel like,
yeah, trauma in this instance would be the right word.
A lot, like sometimes I feel like it came from everybody. Like everybody had their little hands in it.
Everybody had their opinions about something.
Everybody just had their trauma dumping. Everybody just had their stuff.
Everybody said something.
Everybody said something that they shouldn't have said.
That's true.
I feel like mine mostly came from my mom because of things that she did and said to me. But the trauma that I got from my dad was from what he did to my mom. Like, my dad has never really, like, No, my dad has never really gave me like trauma like on me, like what
Mhm.
he's done to me.
Mm-hmm.
But that
I get what you're
besides
saying.
like
It's like
I get what
indirect.
you're
It's like
saying.
besides
indirect.
yeah, besides like, you know, like not really being there emotionally. But like I could come more comfortable going to my dad about emotional stuff than my mom. He's a little bit more
Open.
open and like
Open.
comforting. But like honestly, like the trauma I have from my dad is really like what he put my mom through.
I get that.
It's
Yeah.
not what he did to me, but my mom, she did
Mhm.
and her and said some shit to me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And would you say, Monty? Did you say anything?
No, I didn't say who directly because I feel like my mom has said like hurtful things or like stuff that still affects me and stuff, and so has my stepdad and I know my grandma has definitely, but it's more so like my grandma more so like is more toxic when it comes to like life stuff, like you know how much you achieve and stuff like that, like oh she like it's more so like everybody paints a picture of how they want you to be,
Mhm.
but if you're not going in that direction of how they want you to be, then it's like it's all this stuff, like it's always a problem about something, like they don't like how you got tattoos or they don't like how I dye my hair certain colors or
Mhm.
whatever, like it's just stuff like that.
I say for me, it's about. I don't know about even. I don't know, but my grandma and my dad, of course, it's the weight thing and then a hair thing. Very, very much so anti-black. Yeah, it's anti-black. Um, and my mom is more so with what I've seen slash heard her and my stepdad's relationship. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not directly to me. It is, she has, but it's more so things that I've heard and seen as a kid. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like with my grandma, I think it's just like what my grandma has never really said or done anything that made me like feel like, oh, that's toxic or that's trauma. But like it's just like going back home and like seeing like how my grandma treats the boys of our family better than the women of our family.
Mm-hmm.
Like she has a lot of favoritism over like the men in our family than the women, and it's like just very very obvious. So that's kind of just like a little, not like I wouldn't say that's traumatic, but that's just definitely like a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Speaking of boys, why do y'all think favoritism exists in the in households? Oh, I got to sneeze so bad.
You said
Because favoritism. I said, why do you think favoritism exists in families? Like, the favorite child, or favoritism towards like different family members and stuff like that. Because she brought up the boys. Because let's not talk about. Well, no, we're going to talk about how black people or people in general. I don't know, but as a black woman, I'm speaking for us. How black women in specific cater to, kiss the feet of, and kiss the ass of black men, including their grandsons and sons and uncles and nephews and everybody else. Let's talk about the reasoning.
I don't know why they do that.
I don't get it. I really don't get it.
I don't know why they do that.
I don't know who that is. Mind you, know we're not okay. All right. Okay. I don't get why they do it either. I don't know. What is it? Patriotism? That's it, right? No, not patriotism.
No.
No. The patriarchal society. What is that right?
Patriarchy?
Yeah, patriarchy.
Okay.
I said patriotism. That's like.
Oh.
I don't know. Like I don't know why they treat. I don't know why they treat men so much better than the girls. Like I just don't understand that. Why they coddle them so freaking much. I don't know why.
I don't get it. I honestly, I didn't
feel
even
like
have to respond to this question.
I don't know if y'all agree with me, but I just feel like we have it so much harder. I know Michaela agrees because we talk about it, but we just have it so much harder. Like they get coddled so much by the world in general. Like they just do, and I don't know why. I don't even know why.
I don't get it.
I saw this TikTok and it was like, I feel like back then the men and women were on equal playing fields when it came to emotional like intelligence and stuff. But now that women are awakening to like the bullshit like of the past and stuff like that, and we're learning and we're like, this nigga ain't shit. He trash. He trash. He trash. We're not settling, but somehow the men aren't growing to not let us not settle. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, because back then they kind of didn't have an option of not settling. But now it's like, we're waking up.
But I feel like because it's so much emphasis that it's like emphasized that boys have it so hard. Boys have it so hard. So like a lot of women, like when they raise their sons and stuff, they baby them. They baby them, especially boys who don't have a father in their life to like, be the bad cop and, put them in their place. Like that's where it all comes from. It comes from like a lot of moms and like mothers, a mother figure like coddling them, and then they want to, then they put that on their girlfriends, and then it's just like it's continuous. I don't know. It starts in the home. Yeah. It starts in the home.
It does. I like, this is a small instance, but I don't have no brother, but I do have a brother. I'm at like on my mom's side. I'm saying on my mom's side. So one night my cousin was over here, and it was him, me, and my friend, my mom. We're all talking, whatever, chit-chatting. And I don't cuss in front of my mom. It's not something I do. I wasn't raised like that, I have some decorum. Yeah. But, so we was talking about something, like, that kind of got him wound up and amped up a little bit. And he was, like, cussing here and there, And I was like, you just kind of letting it loose. And I was like, Mom, like, you're not going to say nothing? Mm-hmm. And then she was like, what? What's going on? I said, Taquan, he cussing. Then she was like, oh. And he was like, sorry, auntie. And as we kept going, he kept cussing. I said, you know what? Then she was like, you know better. But if it was me, come on. Like, Kimberly. Come on.
The way, okay.
I'm slipping sometimes. She'd be like, what you say?
Because.
Did she correct him?
No. Because, I don't know, this is like an older sibling thing. Like, I noticed my little brother, like, my mom does not treat my little brother like she treated me, like, growing up. Like, he gets to be coddled, baby, and everything. Like, if my stepdad tries to, like, put him in place, my mom's always going to be there to be like, stop, like, don't. But I be having to yell at him, too. Like, you don't talk to our mother like that. Like, you don't talk to him like that, But it's just like, why do you let him run over you like that? Like, I don't know why moms let their sons do that type of stuff. Because I'm like, girl, you used to punch me in my face. Like, if I was to say what he said to you, then it would be a whole nother story. I'll be going through a wall.
Yep. Literally. My grandma, whenever I would go stay with my grandma and be me and my brother, this nigga, he would like go out the house anytime. Like, he basically did whatever the hell he wanted to do. But me, it's get back in this house. Come on, she's dishes. And my friend, I want to go with my brother and his friends. Like, I can't leave the house. I gotta wash the dishes and clean up. And like, I just really want to go hang out with my brother and his friends, even though that was probably doing something they had no business. But nonetheless, I couldn't hang out with my own brother. For why? Why are you stopping me from hanging out? But TK can go run the streets for whoever he wants to, but I can't. I gotta have my daddy take me.
Even like around chores around the house, I was doing chores. I was cleaning up. I was doing it all by the time I was like 10. My brother is about to be 13 next year. My brother just started like washing dishes, doing all this stuff. Like, what? I'm like, go downstairs and go bust a sud.
Bust a sud.
Like, what are you doing? Like, I be getting on to my parents and I be like, my dad makes him like go outside and do yard work and stuff. But I'm like, why don't you make him go and wash the dishes? My dad be like, oh, because I don't want my son washing dishes. I'm like, so you don't want him to know how to clean up behind himself? Like, when he goes to college or if he moves out or whatever, he needs to learn how to wash his clothes, do stuff. Like, that's not a girl thing or a boy thing. Like, he still needs to learn how to clean up after himself.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't think
because then when he get in a relationship, and his girl cooking, he gonna expect her to be cleaning too. Like, while she cooking, after she cook, you can wash them dishes.
Exactly.
Because washing dishes is a girl thing now. Like, what? That's crazy. Like,
I be feeling like a third parent sometimes. I don't know if it's like an older sister thing, but I be having.
Like the other day, like my nephew, he's 10 months, and he was just being a wild baby. And I hear my stepdad say, it's because he a boy. What? I'm like, he's a baby. What are we even talking about here? What are we even talking about here? What do we eat? Like, what are we literally even talking about? He's literally a baby.
He's just busy.
He's just busy. Y'all don't think if it was a girl, she would be the same way? People think girl and boy babies are so different. I'm like, they're literally not. Y'all are like literally crazy. Because I, as someone who has watched kids, have witnessed both do the same. Matter of fact, the little boy who I watched not too long ago, he was calm as can be, the calmest kid. So calm. So calm. I'm like, what? Like, really, what's going on? What do we really need to unpack here? So to finish off the question, another thing besides boys is I came up with the factors such as light skin. That could be a reason why some kids didn't get favored as much. Or also those kids who look like the least favorite baby daddy. Or look like your daddy. Or you look like your mom.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You look like your other parent, the one that I hate. So then I'm going to treat you I'm going to treat you bad because I hate them. Because I decided to lay down with them. And now you look like them. Now I'm mad. Those type of
girl bye.
Those parents. You decided to lay down with Marcus, and now you got to live with Marcus Jr. That's your problem.
Marcus Jr.
Now that's your problem. What, Monty?
It was Michaela laughing for me.
Oh, yeah. She's a giggle box. She laughs a lot. But I'm just saying, like, why? I don't understand. Like, that's really disgusting. Like, you really mad at that?
Yeah.
That's something you need to work on. And then the colorism is very much so real when it comes to certain households. Yeah. Not mine, but, you know.
Did you guys see that TikTok that said, like, a lot of families who were, like, majority light-skinned, all the women in the family married dark-skinned? That's my reality. Like, on my mom's dad's side, everybody is light-skinned, married to a dark-skinned man. Everyone.
Really?
Yes. And I honestly did not put that connection together until I saw that TikTok.
I always thought about that, but I don't think that's, like, a thing.
I don't know.
I haven't really.
I
gotta look.
I really don't know because my light skin side of the family is like on my granddaddy's side of the family, if you get what I'm saying. Like my granddaddy's family, like they're like the light skin family. Because my mom's side, my grandma's side, everybody's dark skin. My dad's side, everybody's dark skin too.
I have to look at my family and see what's up with that. I don't know if that's my reality or not.
Dang.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah. But it was very, like, eye-opening for me. I was like, wow, that's something. Because including my mom. Like, my mom is, like, lighter than me. And my dad is dark-skinned.
Same. My mom's lighter than me, too. Both are light, dark skin.
My mom is light-skinned, and my sister's dad is light-skinned. My dad was dark brown, and my stepdad is brown. I don't think my mom got a type when it comes to skin complexion.
My mom does.
My mom does, too. My mom said light-skinned men look like monkeys.
Yeah, so that's very much so slavery related. That's very much so
baby monkeys.
That's very much so a colorist / slavery mindset. Yeah, that's a different topic. I briefly touched on that like on one of my other episodes, but that's something I kind of want to dive deeper into. The colorism in the Black communities, and yeah, that's very much so like what.
And every time and it's crazy because like my ex he wasn't like light skin, but he was lighter skinned. And then like guy I'm talking to now, he's light skinned. My mom really is like asking me like, what's going on? Like, are you okay? Yes.
Dang, are you okay?
Like, she literally was like, you love light skinned men, huh? Like, why are you? And I'm like, yeah.
So do you hate them? If so, let's unpack the reasoning. Why do you hate light skinned men?
When after she met him, I asked him like, how do you like him or whatever? And she's like, yeah, I like him. And then she was like, you like light skinned men like that? And I was like, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not like I have to. I was like, it's not like I have to have a light skinned man, but it just so happened to end up like that.
Yeah.
It's like,
like, yeah, we need to unpack that with Miss Mams because what, girl?
Yeah,
that's not okay. That's not okay. We're gonna uncover that one day again. I'm gonna revisit that. Okay, so I think that's like almost all my questions. But y'all, what would y'all do differently as a parent? I'll go first on this one. I would not argue in front of my kids, or I wouldn't let them know whenever there's a problem between me and their dad / husband, my husband. Like, I wouldn't do that. And I also wouldn't let them know, or they wouldn't sense when I'm not in a good mood, like as a kid. But like if they're old enough to understand, like, hey, mommy's not in a good mood right now, I will let them know that instead of projecting my anger onto them.
Yeah.
And that's what I would do differently.
I said I would listen instead of hearing just to respond. And I would learn how to communicate like how my child likes to communicate. Like, I would actually, figure out, how they receive information the best way and do that way. And then I would actually talk to them like a person. Like, not just like, you're my child. Like, I actually come to you like person to person, human to human. Like, this is what's going on type conversation.
I got one. And I will also ask them to do certain things, instead of telling them. Because I don't like being, I don't think I have a problem with authority. I just don't like being told what to do sometimes. And it's also the way you say it.
Yeah.
It's the way you tell me to do certain things. Like, I'm grown now. It's like, I don't like it. I don't like it. Because if I don't let some stranger talk to me like that, why would it be okay for my parents? Like, that's not cool. Go wash them dishes, bitch. I'm not literally, but like, come on, like, what? I got think.
Yeah.
Dang.
I woke up to that text this morning.
Like, what?
Yeah. Michaela took all of my what I would do different.
What, the communication style?
Yeah, the communication style. I wouldn't do the whole like body stuff, like
body shaming.
Yeah, all that. No. Doing all that.
Okay, and then we came up with a list of the type of toxic parents. We probably missed some, but y'all ready for this list? We got the ones who don't talk to their kids at all, like completely absent. It's just the kid out there in this lonely old cold world by themselves.
Or they only talk to the kid when it's about school or it's about doing what they want them to do.
Yeah,
that's part of it. Yeah, we got the ones who trauma dump onto their kids, like all the life experiences the kid got to hear. Like, they don't know the line between a friend and a kid. Like, that's very, like, not a good place, because there's certain information I don't necessarily want to know about my parents. Like, we're not friends, so I don't know how to comfort you in that way if I found out something that happened to you. We didn't develop that relationship. The ones who are mentally kid themselves, I've seen that on TikTok a lot. They're like, they have to raise the parent. I ain't got that. But like,
I'm glad I don't.
Yeah, the ones who have to raise the parent. I know that's our job.
Especially like the parents who be on drugs.
Yeah, those. The ones who gotta pick up the family and put it on their back.
Yeah.
And they kid themselves at 11 years old. Right. We got the emotional incest. That's something you niggas need to unpack. Let me tell you that now.
With y'all mom.
Explain what emotional incest is.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the best I can with this one. Emotional incest. I can more so give an example versus like actually telling it, or I could look it up. Let me look it up. But basically, emotional incest is like when a parent wants to fill the void of a significant other and they place their kid into that void. Like, they want their son or their daughter to be, their man or their wife or their woman.
Basically,
doing the duties of a husband or wife.
Yeah, basically, like if a mom expects her son to take care of her for the rest of her life, and if he gets a wife or gets a girlfriend, she don't like the girlfriend because you're taking my son away from me. That's that emotional incest stuff, because she becomes jealous of the girlfriend. Am I right?
Yeah, that's sickening.
What'd you say, Monty? What'd you say, Monty?
I was asking if my example was right.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so it says emotional incest, also called convert incest, describes an unhealthy family dynamic where a parent relies on the child for emotional and practical advice and support. So it could be like the financial support and the practical, like, advice. So I guess trauma dumping, would that be like an emotional incest?
Yeah, I feel like, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I never looked at this.
I've never heard of it like that, though.
Me neither. So this is what happens when you get educated on live, okay? But, yeah. So, but our examples are real. They real. Okay? Just know that.
Yeah.
Let me just go back. Okay. We got, they hate the kid, like I said, because they remind them of their ex/baby daddy. Like, you look like your mom, you like your daddy, I hate you, da 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 da. And they treat them really bad, or worse than the other children gets treated, X, Y, and Z. Then we have the parents that buy their kid loves. I'm not there, but here, look, you get all this shit for your birthday and for Christmas, everything you want.
And you need to be grateful for it.
And you need to be grateful for it. Let's not forget, you gotta be grateful for the buying, because I spent all my hard-earned money on you, my kid.
Instead of any of my time.
Yeah. And go on about your day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we got
what am I supposed to do with this?
You
later.
said what?
I be like, when am I supposed to do all this stuff later? Like, when I need a shoulder to cry on. Like, what am I
They said
supposed to
get
do
your
with these
iPhone.
You
sneakers?
can cry on your tablet, okay?
Cry on them sneakers I just bought.
Yeah, exactly. Or cry on that tuition I'm paying for. Cry on that. Yeah. Those who got the I'm perfect parents who think they're perfect and they don't do nothing wrong. And they don't take accountability for the
That was just about to come out my mouth. Like, accountability. People who don't just take accountability for
accountability.
They'll say sorry.
Yeah. I'm not, yeah. Or they over apologize and do the same thing again.
Mm-hmm.
That's manipulation. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then we got the physically abusive ones. Okay, because okay, so that's actually a good point. So what's the difference between like spanking a kid and then like hitting them when they get older?
A spanking, like, okay, maybe spanking because kids don't know how to take what you're saying serious. But like, okay, if you're older, you don't need to be hitting me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel like the spanking is definitely like, oh, you're not taking me serious, then I'm gonna make you this something serious.
Yeah.
Like, when you get old, like getting older is like, I feel like they still feel like they can whoop you when you're older because then you know better. Not gonna lie, you do know better. You're older, but
don't need to
spanking is not the way to get through to it.
Because
there's
how
still a
I'm
reason why
older,
I'm doing it.
I'm gonna feel like I can hit you back. Like some kids will like put their parents back because they don't know. It becomes like a reflex. So if you hit me, I might hit you back. I mean, I won't. I won't hit you back, but.
Dang, I had something to say about the y'all parents ever get told, or y'all ever got told, stop crying before I give you something to cry about?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like.
Yeah. Because I used to be the one to cry before I even get a whooping because I know I'm going to get a whooping. Mm-hmm. So I just automatically start crying. And then she was like, I don't know why you crying now. I ain't whooping you now. But you finna get something to cry about. And I'm like, well, I know you finna whoop me, so I'm finna cry. How does that not add up?
I just feel like that just comes with people just needing to learn how to be more patient.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. It's hard being patient though, huh?
So would you spank your kids? Like
me right now, probably.
Is that what you
I don't know. I don't want to say no, and then I'll spank my kids. I wouldn't sit there and beat on them. I would not do that because I just think I would be feeling sad. I feel like I would pop them.
I think I'll do the pop, when they're younger. I think I'll do that, but I don't see myself whooping my kids with a belt. Honestly, I really don't. I don't see myself whooping my kids.
Them, but I'll yoke them up by their shirt and be like, "Stop playing with me."
Oh yeah, do a little whisper in their ear,
Yeah.
I know this is bad, but like, maybe I need to control this now. I have a habit of pinching, like.
Oh, you a pincher?
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather be pinched.
I mean, that's like a pop.
No, pinches hurt.
They do, but I'd rather a little pinch than a hole.
Yeah. You said what, Mom?
A pop can hurt too.
A pop can hurt. Oh yeah, a pop can hurt. Trust me, I know. Okay, so the list is gonna go the emotional abusive parents, then the in and out parents. The parents who here 1 minute, the next day they're not. You could call them one day, the next day you can't. Like literally y'all know what kind of parents I'm talking about. Unreliable. There we go. The unreliable parents, physically, I guess, and emotionally.
Physically and emotionally.
Unreliable. The in and out parents. They're not there physically though, but
Yeah, they're not there mentally.
Yeah, no, because they're not there physically. Yeah. And then we have the use the kid against you parent, the toxic one. Like, yeah, you're not gonna see DeMarcus today because you fucking another.
That's just childish.
That's childish.
Exactly, and that's not
because DeMarcus ain't got nothing to do with you fucking that bitch.
Nothing at all. Like, come on, come on.
Please.
Why are we using DeMarcus though?
I don't know. I use Marcus or not DeMarcus.
Go to Marcus.
Oh, go to Marcus. Yeah. I feel like I was gonna add something else to the one with use the kid against you. Like, I forgot what else I meant by that. Oh, you're not. Wait, maybe that was the same thing. Maybe that was what I meant. You're not going to see them. Oh no, the ones who just don't want their dad in their life at all for no reason because they don't get along. Like you know, like what, girl? And then, or I mean, I guess it's a different topic, but like, do y'all think it would be okay for like the mom not let their dad see the kid because he has a girlfriend? I think I said that right.
For me, yes, because I need to know who's around my child. Like, if we're split and you're dating someone, I want to meet that person before you bring them around my child. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I need to know who it is.
Don't apologize. What did you say, Mommy?
Yeah, I feel like I would probably need to meet them, or I would need to know the severity of y'all's relationship. You can't just no, because if you got to see Shorty that bad, then just come get shoo another time. You know.
Somebody said, "No, I'm going through this right now." With like
that's my cousin.
Oh, no. Much prayers to you. I don't know which one you talking about. Like the whole kid situation. Is that what you're talking about? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And like honestly, like you said, I need to know like how serious a relationship is, because you know those people who just have random people around their kids, like, oh, this is my flavor of the week, this is my flavor of the month, and I'm gonna have somebody else. Like, my kid don't need to know every single person that you putting stuff inside.
If the girl's going to be your long-term girlfriend, okay, then like, I mean, I don't mind. I would like to meet her. Maybe talk to her on the phone. I don't know. That's so like awkward. Because if we meet up, what am I gonna say? Hi, what's your name?
So I said that's true, but not all situations are the same. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, like you can meet up with them like with your child, like if like he has a girlfriend, like okay, let's all go have breakfast or go have lunch together, and we can all sit down with the kid. Like it doesn't have to be like one-on-one. I don't think
that is awkward.
Yeah, it is awkward, but it's something that needs to be done.
So I said this falls into the category of healthy co-parenting. That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. And then we got the manipulative parents, of course, and then the social media parents. I was just telling them before we got on here, I was like, I don't think our generation necessarily deals with the social media parents, but more so like the kids/toddlers now dealing with parents who are our age or older, around our age, who only post their kid on social media, but don't really call their kid, don't check up on the kid, don't send the kid money, all this and the third, like,
or just
that
using
type
their kid for likes and follows.
Exactly.
Oh, Rose said it's scary because sometimes those girlfriends and boyfriends be the ones touching other people's children. But it's like you never know. Like even if you meet the people, like you never know these people for real. So it's like
you taking a chance either way.
Yeah,
you taking a chance on the nigga you decide to have the kid with.
That's true. Or the woman.
Or the woman that you decide to have a kid with.
You never know. You never know. Okay, I think that's all, y'all. Do y'all have any questions, any comments, y'all? Please, I do this every time. Oh, yeah, you did tell me to do something. I'm working it. But, you know what I said? Questions. Do y'all have any questions or comments? Oh, matter of fact, we can do it. So, guys that are just now tuning in, tonight's episode was about toxic parenting. And we went through all the different types of toxic parents. And we went through some of our experience with parents not being the best parents, but also being the best parent they can be.
Yeah.
That was a word. Know how. Yep, the best that they know how. You said wrap up? Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. I'm going to give y'all a brief rundown of the questions. Y'all don't have to answer these, of course. I'm just letting people know. When did you realize that your parents were toxic or had toxic traits? Were you a mama's girl or daddy's girl? Who do you think caused the most trauma, or who do you think your trauma came from the most? I think I read that wrong. Why do you think some Black parents make their kids pay rent? Why do you think favoritism exists among families? What would you do differently as a parent? Now, y'all can feel free to answer those. I'm not going to give y'all long because it's going to get awkward as hell on here because you got anything else to add? If not, then we're going to go. Huh?
I said we can still talk.
Yeah, we can still talk. But we don't got time for tears. It's not really a therapy session because I don't got time. I don't ever want to cry on live.
Absolutely not.
I
We're cutting it
literally
off.
cannot
If I
cry.
start crying a lot, we're cutting it off.
Yeah, like I'm gonna press the X. I'm gonna be like, okay, well, this is
Y'all not gonna
enough.
have me over here. No.
Like, no, because it happens and it can't happen, but y'all wouldn't do it for me, though. Y'all wouldn't cause my views to go up.
Wow. Girl. Sacrifice my emotions for your views.
Y'all wouldn't do that for me. I don't think nobody else said because that was enough time. But anyways, or unless somebody's typing. Ro, are you still on here? Do you have anything to say?
I'm okay. Rose talking, Sydney was talking.
Oh, that was Sydney?
Yeah, that was Sydney.
Oh, okay. Hey, Sydney.
But I mean, I'll say something.
Go ahead.
Like you said earlier with your wrap up, you said like the parents, even though they did their best, it was still toxic, it was still harmful. And that is true. Like a lot of our parents are definitely doing the best that they can, but they also need to open up their ears and listen to what we're saying so they can be better parents for us, because that is important.
Yes, that's true.
I have another point.
What's your point?
I feel like I give my parents some props because I feel like now that I'm older, I feel like the way that they go with my brother sometimes is like better than they went with me, because I talk to them about stuff now. And it's like a bad thing being the oldest, because like you have to go through that. You kind of got to be the punching bag low key or whatever.
As the older sibling, you think you have to be a punching bag? I get that. But I would say I don't think my older sister was a punching bag because she was a rebel and she dipped the fuck out. But that's a whole different story.
But I feel like,
but maybe
I was the rebel too. But it's just like everything seems so bad because you're the first one doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it just seems so bad.
And then like they kind of in a way made my older sister the one to look up to, which I get it. Like you're the older one, you should do this X, Y, and Z. But what if you don't want to do X, Y, and Z? No, you were not born just like these rappers. They want these rappers to be role models. What if your sibling is not meant to be a role model?
Literally.
She said, to be honest, I have my ups and downs with my parents, but now that I'm older, I know how to maneuver when I have a family. Period.
And that's what the whole discussion was about. Yeah.
What you say, mommy?
I didn't even see the comment.
Oh, well, I read it. Did you understand me?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what your cousin said. Period. Oh. And that's parenting.
Mary has to blame.
Even with your parents being together, they should never argue in front of kids.
Yes, I agree. True. Or put their kids in the middle of the argument, because I have experienced that, where my mom literally put me in the middle of their argument.
Like, girl, this ain't got nothing to do with me.
You're really using me right now. Like, literally. Yeah.
This ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, please leave me alone. Let me go. Let me go play with my dolls. Stop playing with my dolls. Stop playing with my brats.
Please, because they back there naked.
Why they naked?
Why are the dolls naked?
Kira says, she said, I don't agree with that. I feel like it's okay to have healthy disagreements in front of your kids. Healthy, yes, but the ones we're talking about, not okay. Mm-hmm. She says, just not the full-blown screaming ones. Okay.
Yeah.
So what exactly does a healthy disagreement look like in front of your kid?
Y'all not yelling at each other, probably.
It
depends on the subject matter too.
Compromising. I feel like when it comes like compromising in front of your kids is good to show. Like when it comes to like, oh well, okay, this is a very lame example. Like saying, oh well, I like this kind of noodles in my spaghetti. Well, I like this kind of noodles in my spaghetti. Well, why don't we get this type of noodles to make us both,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know that's a very lame example, but like a compromise in front of your kids, I feel like it's good to show.
Compromising in certain subject matters too. Some stuff can just be like, all right, we're gonna go in private. We're gonna save this for the house. We get in our room. But yeah.
But the ones I'm talking about, it's just like, no, maybe not today. I know y'all are mad at each other, and little K-Rap doesn't like that. Mm-hmm. So I think that's all the comments, questions, and concern, guys. What?
I'm laughing at my baby dolls being naked.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap that in a different episode.
Like that was wild. That was wild.
Okay, Cindy said, she says, I think separating yourselves from the kids and having an adult conversation works more. That's true. She says a daughter should never see her dad her dad what? Present himself in an aggressive manner. Yeah. So basically, I guess I don't know, cause like once I don't know, an argument is an argument. Like I don't want to.
It can an argument can easily blow up
quickly before you know it.